Hello, universe, and welcome to Fuck Physics. Oh, sorry. It's welcome to Folk Physics. And today we have come with a question that is going to shake the entire modern science, the question that is going to shake your mindset toward the modern science, and the question that is going to be the game changer. What's the question? And the question is, are we special? In our previous two videos of this series, we discussed how modern science started from the time of Ptolemy to heliocentrism by Copernicus, and then we moved forward with different experiments to find out if light is wave or a particle, and then we came across Young's double slit experiment that showed us light is wave. And then we had an experiment that is so-called the biggest flaw, the biggest wrong turn that modern science has ever taken. And in today's discussion, we will continue why Michelson-Morley experiment was the worst decision of the entire humanity. So getting back to Michelson-Morley experiment, why was it conducted? The main reason behind performing Michelson-Morley experiment was to determine the ether wind. Ether was so-called the medium through which light traversed. Just like sound needs air, water waves need water, light needs ether. That was the concept far then. Michelson-Morley experiment was the experiment to find out the flow of the ether. If this is Earth, there must be certain flow of the ether either in this direction or this direction, this or this. There must be some motion between Earth and the ether. And that was what we were trying to find out by doing the Michelson-Morley experiment. And the experiment was the failure. The failure to detect the motion. The failure to detect the relative motion between Earth and the ether. What we found was no motion. And we had two conclusions. Number one, there was no ether, which was slightly not so correct guess by then, because most of the science, either it be Einstein or it be Maxwell, they were all working on models based on ether. But this experiment showed that ether might not exist. And the second option was Earth must be very special. How special? Earth is such special that the ether that is pervading all around the universe, the medium that exists at all parts of the universe, that medium stays at rest with respect to Earth. Earth is revolving around the sun. The ether is going together with the medium, with the Earth. Earth is rotating, and the Earth itself is taking the entire ether together, rotating around the Earth. And that was a kind of unbelievable kind of conclusion. Why? And in our previous video, we ended up with this point. The 5 questions that were put up to kill geocentrism, the concept that Earth might be the most special part of the universe, Earth might be the life center of the universe. All these possibilities were just brought down the shoes and just rejected. And the reasons were, number one, we'll go through the reasons once again. The number one reason to dismiss the geocentric universe was Earth revolving around the sun. Since Earth is revolving around the sun, we can't expect that the entire universe is revolving around the Earth, right? Number two, no ether. There should be no ether because we then knew that vacuum was empty, the absolute nothingness, right? Number 3, we couldn't consider Earth being special because we already knew that millions and trillions of other planets exist in this universe, and we haven't gone through like even 1% of them, so we can't consider ourselves special for no reason, right? And the fourth reason was we had no reasons, we had no observations that showed that Earth was special. None of the experiment that was ever conducted showed that Earth was special in itself when compared to all other existence of the universe. And number 5 reason to reject the option of geocentrism was science didn't want to align together with religions. Religions, either it be Christianity or it be Islam or Hinduism, all the religions were much focused on life on Earth, and Earth is considered as the point that has life energy and a very special point created by God. So science didn't want to shake hands with religion because they were rejecting religion from the very beginning. These 5 points made us reject the second option. I'll repeat it. The first conclusion of Michelson-Morley experiment was that ether didn't exist. There was nothing called ether. And the second conclusion was that Earth is special and the entire ether stays stationary with respect to Earth. And the second conclusion was rejected. And now, since we are in 2025, now we are going to dissect each and every reasons based on the observations that were done till date, right? So let's go one by one. Number 1 reason, Earth was considered insignificant because we found out that Earth is revolving around something bigger. So that might be more significant. That was the thought. But now we came to know that no, Earth is not revolving around Sun. Earth and Sun are revolving around a point between Earth and Sun. And since Earth is far much smaller than Sun, the point lies very close to Sun. The point is called barycenter. And now we know that Sun and Earth both revolves around that common point. So there is no reason to consider Earth not being special just because it is revolving around a common point to some other stars. No. So number one goes cross. Number two, we considered that ether doesn't exist because then we thought that the vacuum had nothing, it's empty. And now, after several experiments, we also well know about the Casimir effects and many other experiments shows that the space is not empty. The vacuum is actually full of things running. There are particles and antiparticles popping in and out of existence. So now we know that vacuum is not empty. There is something there. So rejecting the existence of ether just because there is nothing out there, this point has already got across. Because now we know vacuum is not empty. There are things and there are activities happening in the space that we used to call to be the absolute nothingness. Okay, I hope you are clear with this point as well. And I have many other points to express, but let's go one by one with the points. And number 3 point is there are many of other planets that exist, and even there are planets that lies in Goldilocks zone, the zone where water can stay in its liquid state. And there are many factors which we are already in search of evidences to find life in other planets, but till now, after so much of advancement in technology, we haven't found any evidence of life in any other part of Milky Way. And not having even one evidence of life after this much of research, I think this point has also gone invalid because Earth actually has a perfect balance. And I think the entropy principle are just falling down. Things are not random. Things seems to be planned and well planned. So this is just a kind of psychological kind of point that people put in that time, that there are so many planets. How can Earth be special? Those kind of things. So this also, after so much of research in different parts of the galaxy looking for several biological evidences, we are still very far away from those. So considering having number of planets makes the life on Earth not so special is a very invalid point. So this also gets across. So we move forward to number 4. Number 4 is no observations have been made that shows Earth is special. It was in 1900s, not now. In 2025 we have ample of evidences. Evidences like quantized concentric shells of galaxies shows that Earth might be somewhere at the center of the entire universe. And we have already done experiments and observations of the axis of evil. The axis of evil is actually evil to the modern science because it just disrupts the entire modern science. The speciality of Earth, the position of Earth is so special. The ecliptic of Earth, the plane in which Earth revolves around the Sun, that plane is being aligned with so many observations, and that these facts are mind-blowing. I want you to go through these evidences and just give them some check. You can't just be a random viewer and just believing on what people have been saying, what books have been teaching. You need to do some genuine research as well. So the observations by William Tift and the observations by WMAP satellite, the observations by Planck satellite, all of them show that Earth might be holding a very special position in this universe. Of astrophysics, of the science of life, we have now come to conclusion that they were very advanced. And the claims of religion to consider Earth as the most spiritual point of the entire universe, the center of life of the universe. And now, after several research over the scriptures and their claims, their mathematical accuracy, their geometric intuition, these all things have been surprising us now. And the claims of the religion considering Earth to be the center of the existence, to be the center of the life, to be the most significant part of the universe, these things are looking true now, following the evidences, showing the theories that we have been following, breaking down of the theories. And now we are moving back to the claims that were made by religion. All these claims are coming to life. And in our coming episodes, we are going to decode some of the scriptures and the claims made thousands of years ago and now they are looking seemingly very true, very accurate. And we will be dissecting many more aspects of physics, how relativity is being the scariest wound to the entire modern physics. We will be decoding each and everything. Stay tuned and let's get connected in our next episode. See you then. Bye for now.